Hi guys, this space, that's our YouTube. Next Friday, we're going to be launching at 5 p.m. season 2 of Hey Karish. So today, Chandran and I thought that we should do a quick sort of look,
Recap.
recap, share some highlights, some moments, some behind the scenes that you don't know about of season 1, because we absolutely loved putting together season 1, and we have so much to share with you before we begin season 2 on the 2nd of Feb. That's coming to you right here in this space, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Very excited about it. We already have some of the shoots done, and the production is, going full swing. And yeah, really excited to see how it turns out.
So, in case you're new to this channel, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Karishma, and this is Chandran, my husband, and we live in Dubai. And I'm a radio presenter here. I've been working in radio, in media for over 15, 16 years now. Chandran's been in aviation for what?
25 years.
25 years now. So, yep, together the two of us run a podcast called Hey Karish, where we bring together, we bring people that we've known over the years, and I talk to them about their lives, their journeys, and every single episode is really just an authentic telling of their story to bring you hope, to bring us hope, because essentially we've realized that in life, if there's one thing that we can actually, we want to leave people with, then that's hope.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a quiet driving force behind all our lives. We sometimes don't realize it, but hope it can take us a long way.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very, very important element in our lives. So, yeah, now let's take a look at season 1 of Hey Karish. And one of the first episodes I want to talk about is the first episode, which was featuring first ever podcast guest, Chandran. It was your first time being a guest
Yeah,
on a podcast?
first time in front of the camera, you can say. So,
Yeah.
it was a bit
Yeah.
nerve-wracking, but
Yeah.
I think we did all right.
One of our most commented on podcasts is that one.
Yeah.
And every single comment there we've sat and read, over and over again, and we feel your love, and we just want to thank you for that. I remember one of the things that we talked about on that episode was how you've been the only person in my life who has ever put me on STBY,
Yeah,
which
that's right.
is an aviation term.
Yeah, I mean, that's very common for us in flying, where we are on standby.
Yeah, except it's not very common for me as a wife or as a, as basically your partner to be told, stand by. I will come back to this argument in exactly 30 seconds. Like, wow, what is this? But yeah, so there's that moment that I still remember from that one. I know we were trying to like get Chandran into this space of feeling comfortable for that episode, right? It was your first time ever, and right from what shirt to wear to
Yeah.
just getting your mind in your head in the right space. I remember all those conversations we had about this episode, and finally when it began, you were a natural. Were you hustling me all this time?
No, I think I was just going with the flow. I was going off of your lead, and wherever you drove the conversation, that's where we went. That was it.
And then we had you back again a few episodes later when we did an aviation special.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. Yeah.
And that episode actually gave us one of our I think one of your most viral reels.
It's
What
a
is that
pleasure.
reel at? Have you checked lately? What is that one at?
Um,
We talked about how getting the seatbelt off and just standing up and trying to get your luggage out of the aircraft is one of the things that we all know shouldn't be done but is done.
Yeah,
And
people just want to jump out of their seats after being strapped
yeah,
in for
let me
so
help
long.
you. My husband's not very good with social media, so the video is right on top because it's pinned to my page.
Oh,
So you should
does
be
that
able to
happen?
see it right on top.
Yeah, I think we almost hit 1 million with that. We're nearing 1 million.
Yeah, this
So,
is true.
Um,
Oh, how come you can't see it, baby? It's really not pinned down. It's pinned on my page. It's only on my page or what? Anyway, let's go look for it now. We'll have to edit this.
hey, maybe I do know a thing or two about Instagram.
940k views
Yeah,
on
we're
that
getting
one.
there. Come on, let's make it 1 million already.
Yeah, 99 comments, guys. Come on, we have to reach like 100 comments on this one. So that's on Instagram. You can go look at Hey Karish. And then, of course, we did another one together, which was our Diwali special
Yeah,
episode.
that was the question. Ask
Ask us anything. Yeah. So
yeah.
we've done a bunch of stories on Instagram, and we connected those stories on the YouTube episode because we answered those questions on YouTube. Really good questions.
I think we
really.
need to do more of that kind of episode because
Yeah.
there were so many questions we couldn't get to all of it.
Yeah.
So
True.
I definitely think that there's a lot more answers that are expected from us. So we'll do one more.
Yeah,
this
and,
season,
and
maybe.
and one of my favorite moments from that episode is when Chandran sings for me, and I think ask him to sing again. If you're going to post a question, then that's the question. Chandran, can you please sing again?
I know only those two lines that I sang. I can't do anything beyond that.
Hey, by the way, do you know that season 1 of Hey Karish changed somebody's life?
My life.
Mine as well, but it also changed the life of one of our guests.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. So on one of our episodes, we had my colleague and my very, very dear friend Mariam,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and she came over and she was talking about how and this is the thing, right? This is the thing with authentic storytelling. There is no script. There is no. We're gonna ask 4 clickbaity questions. We'll get these viral moments. No, there's none of that. We're just honestly hanging out together. Just getting to know each other outside of work. And so one of the things that Mariam was just sharing in that was how she really would like to move out into her own space.
Yeah,
Because she
that's
lives
right.
with mom and dad and sister, and it's great, and she loves them, and she will continue to spend time with them. But she also wants to experience life.
So what? Is she moving out?
So I think I can share that her parents, and Mariam's told me this herself,
Okay.
that her mom and dad actually, auntie and uncle, watched the podcast and sat down and engaged in that conversation with Mariam, saying, you know what, we do understand, so let's talk about this. So yeah,
Alright.
they're actually ready now.
Wow, that's great. That's
So
great.
I
yeah.
think on soon on Mariam's social we'll be seeing this moving day, etc. stories happening.
Exciting.
Yeah, so that I remember. I think one episode that really shocked me while I was shooting it was Nitin Mirani's, the stand-up
Hmm.
comedian.
Yeah, I missed the shoot of that part of the
That-
podcast,
yeah.
but I did see it eventually when the episode came out, and it's moving for sure.
Yeah, and Nitin actually has performed as a stand-up comedian. He was telling me inside prisons. He's been the first stand-up
Here in
artist
Dubai?
in Dubai. Yeah, in a prison here in Dubai, and then
Wow.
also at the Statue of Liberty, Paris Eiffel Tower. So he's been like the first one to do these kind of really, great acts. Of course, the prison one really stands out because of the, just the implication of that one, right? And then to hear that the man's been through something so dire in his own life, and for him to openly talk about it, I thought it was,
It's a lot of courage.
yeah,
Yeah,
requires
takes
strength.
a lot to
Yep.
live through it and to be able to speak about it.
Yeah, and we got messages. Do you remember we reached out to by people who didn't even have my phone number, managed to get my number just to say kudos, Karishma, keep this going. You guys don't ever stop this, and we're hoping to tell many, many more such stories, right?
Yeah, I mean that was the aim behind this podcast, was that it would move people, that that it would bring about some kind of impact
Yes.
in people's lives.
Hey, speaking of impact, our most impactful piece of content came out from someone who's again a first-time podcast guest ever. So we've had Yogi as one of our first time. He's never been on a
Right,
podcast.
yeah.
Sid has never been on a podcast. You have never been a guest invited to a podcast. And then there was Himadri.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Himadri has never been to a podcast as a guest. Himadri is a sports, producer. He's done a bunch of TV shows. He's a director. He runs his own production company in Dubai. And when we invited him to the show, it was because he's directed me on a couple of my TV shows as well. And, he happened to tell us this very, very interesting story about Virat Kohli. And
Yeah.
that's it. That reel blew up to what, 5.3 million views on Instagram.
We lost track after a point.
that one just took off really, and we're just so happy that this has never been for us about running behind numbers. it's always been about bringing in people that we think just have some great, insights to share. And it's wonderful to see that growing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a testament to the fact that, true stories, they do attract attention,
Yes.
and people want to hear these genuine, real stories. Whoever it is about, even if it's a celebrity, we want to hear the real story behind the
Yeah, I think
person.
a couple of real moments also included me yawning. In one of the episodes, I was reading the comments saying the editor really needs to edit this out. Karishma's yawning. Well, I have this problem where, if I'm sitting and listening to anyone and I'm fully interested in what they're saying, but if I'm just listening, I don't know why, but I start yawning. And I've had to explain this to my managers, to colleagues that, hey, listen, I'm not being disrespectful. It's just a thing. I don't know what happens. But yeah, so there's a few of those things as well.
You also wake up at 4:30 every morning for your show, so it's allowed.
Oh, you too sweet, baby. And then, one more first time podcast guest. In fact, the first ever Bollywood DJ to
Yeah.
ever be on a podcast.
Yes, that was our New Year special.
Yes,
We
DJ
had
Buddha.
The DJ Buddha. Yeah,
Yes.
that was fun.
I loved how DJ Buddha talked about his commitment to his family. So as a husband, as a father, his commitment. The fact that he's a banker by day and a DJ by night, and he teaches and he does like a gig on the radio. So he's got like some 6 or 8 different jobs, and he's wholly committed to all of them.
Yeah, I think that was a great example of we don't need to fit inside a box.
Yeah.
He proved that you can do more than one thing, and if you're really passionate about something, just put your heart and soul in it and
Yep.
see the magic happen.
Yep. And of course, kudos to his wife, who's absolutely fine with him doing this, which keeps him away from the family at nights, and she's managing everything on her own. I think that needs to
I
be
think
appreciated.
all these stories basically brought out the fact that behind each one of us, there's well-wishers and there's some instrumental people in
Yeah.
our lives that that help us reach where we want to.
Yep. And I think, as far as marriages and relationships are concerned, those are instrumental, like you said, in our lives. And we had a relationship special episode,
Yeah,
which
that
was with Don and Anita.
Yeah, that was very, very eye-opening even for me. A lot to learn.
Same for me as well. In fact, I think Anita mentions in that podcast that there's something that people are willing to do in a corporate job. They're willing to make all these allowances or make all these sort of changes for a corporate job, but they're not going to do it in their relationships. And it was an interesting sort of comparison. And to find out what that was that she was talking about, I would recommend that you go watch that video. It's absolutely worth it, really. There's one more married couple. Oh, what did you want to say? You were going to say
No,
something?
I was going to say, everybody, whether you're single or married, that episode with Uncle Don and Anita, it really, really will help you.
Yes.
So do go and check it out.
Yes. And we had one more married couple join us on the show. That
Oh.
was Maya and John.
That was a an episode which was just full of laughter
Yes.
and joy.
Yeah, that was like a movie. It
Yeah.
had drama, emotion. I think only the
Some
action was
tears.
missing.
There was some tears as well.
Yeah, but I mean that was just so much fun, and Maya and John are both sweethearts, and you can tell their energy is it's visible, just great people doing. Not only working together in radio for years and years, they're superstars. Also, the fact that they're colleagues, somehow they've got that work-life balance not only at home but in the office as well to manage, and they're doing it well. So there's another learning there really to take home.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and most of these guests, from a professional capacity as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And for me, it has all been just personal relationships. Every person I have met, and I think Maya and John was
Yeah.
a perfect example.
Yeah.
At the end of the shoot, I was like, I want to spend more time with them. I want to get
Yeah.
to know them.
Yeah.
So this was great, actually.
The wonderful thing is that everybody loves Chandran so much everyone that I know automatically just loves Chandran so much that it just translates into just this honest connection, and that's something that is visible on that episode. The Sid, do you remember the Sid episode? That was
Yes.
just cackling. Both of us just laughing from action to cut. Um, and very interestingly, that podcast gave us a viral reel as well,
Yeah,
which
it
was
was
Sid talking about all his naughty business with his then girlfriend, now wife. But that one's gone.
Obi.
And there's Obi and
He's been in
Lucky.
every
Yes.
podcast that we have shot.
Yes. I think, in fact, the kids made an appearance in the Preeti Malik episode.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right?
A couple of episodes where
Yeah.
the kids joined in
Yeah.
along with the dogs.
Yes, so that's another thing that's something that we kind of believed in, was that we will keep this show authentic. So we really are shooting in our house, and then there's kids and the dogs and everything else is happening, and we've kept it intact. So there's hardly any don't go here, don't do this, oh, we need to reshoot again, we need to do this bit again. There's very sparing amounts of that, and if we would have our way, there wouldn't be any of that at all.
Yes. And as you can hear, Obi also agrees.
Yes.
This podcast is really an invitation into our home.
Yes.
So you can hear some real stories.
Yes.
That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
And even if it's somebody you've never heard of before, or one of our best episodes was the King Khan himself.
Yes.
Remember that one?
Yes. That one, it kind of got the most views so far on YouTube, is that one, where it was just me. It was no guest. It was just me and my story of every time I've met Shah Rukh Khan, this is where I've been in my life personally. And since that episode, I've had the good fortune of hosting Shah Rukh Khan again, this
Yeah,
time for
that's right.
more than an hour at Global Village
Yeah.
for his latest film, Donkey.
Yes.
So yeah, and then it was quite interesting when we finally went and watched Donkey. It's actually now my first film that I can say that I've watched with a child of mine. That's a Shah Rukh film that a child.
Okay.
So Amelia and I watched it together along with Amma and Appa, your parents. And so there's always something special when it comes to Shah Rukh.
Yeah, always.
And Yogi. Do you remember the Yogi episode?
Yeah. You
Definitely.
did mention Yogi earlier.
I did, and what I wanted to mention about Yogi separately, actually, it came to my mind now, is that one of the things that I loved about talking to Yogi was when he started talking to me, and we sort of explored his relationship with his family, and especially his grandma. So there's another, story of someone being raised by a single mom, and then the grandmother, and then, how the whole family's been raised by these two very strong women, and how wonderfully now the kids are sort of, showing the parents and showing the grandparents that, hey, we appreciate everything you've put into us, and now this is how we're going to be pouring into each other's lives. I thought that was just something else, really. So yeah, please do take the time to go listen to that one as well. These are all on our YouTube, by the way, and they're on a bunch of other platforms as well.
Yeah, we have it on Instagram,
TikTok.
Spotify.
Yeah, do take the time.
And there's one special episode which is in Hindi for those of you who'd like to get the proper Mumbai feel for a podcast. We have one in Hindi as well.
Yeah, and that's Rohit Bharti, who runs Tidding, and he's just an incredible friend, someone that I've not known for like some 38 years of my life, and then I meet him, and then boom, we just become friends like we've always known each other. And it's nice to meet people that you connect with even later on in life, even when you think you're ho gaya, bas abhi friends are done, I have my list of friends ready, no?
Yeah, I know. You get to that point in your life when you think you're not making new friends, but it's surprising when you meet somebody like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, please do take the time to watch as many of these episodes. If you haven't yet taken a listen to them, we'd absolutely recommend that you do. What episode is something that you would that you've watched the most, or that you've thought of the most?
I think easily for me it has been the Dawn and Anita one. I have watched that time and again because there is just so much as a husband for me to learn. The ways of a relationship and what is valuable
Yes.
So there's much there for me to revisit.
Yeah,
So that one I have seen a lot.
I have to sort of second you on that because I feel like every time I watch that episode, I am reminded of the importance of goodness and kindness in a relationship, and I'm immediately, convicted of, oh, I could have done that one better,
Yeah,
so yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah, that was nice. And behind the scenes of all of this that we have produced has been a tremendous team.
Yes.
And so thanks to the production team
Yes.
by Neat.
Yes.
And they are always giving their 100%. And you can see the finished product is.
It looks great.
Yeah,
It looks great. Yeah, we love that.
We're happy that our house, the vibrance of our home
Yes.
is brought out.
Yeah, and we also feel like, we know exactly what we wanted to bring in terms of the stories we wanted to tell. And then I think Neat's able to make it look exactly how we wanted to make it look.
Yeah, that's it.
No?
Yeah.
So we once again, like Chandran said, want to invite you into our home with season 2 that's launching on the
2nd of February.
That's next Friday. So keep watching this space for more and come back 5 p.m. next Friday. See you guys.
See you soon.